I'm still affected by the lifelong friends that I made every single summer at Ramah. We're in touch all the time. Some of my best friends are still on staff with me today. And I know that my camp friends they're different than every other type of friend I've had throughout my life.
Camp for me was always about really strong friendships. Some of my closest friends today are still friends from camp.
The thing that I love about camp is like all the friends at camp, they help me out because you hang with them for like a whole month or 2 months and they're like family to you.
And you become like really good friends with them. You live with them for a month, you get to know them really well.
I think that camp friends, to me, are like my brothers and sisters. I mean, at school, we wake up, we eat breakfast, we brush our teeth, then we go to school, and we see our friends, and then we leave. But in camp, we wake up with our friends, and we go to Tifilo with our friends, and we eat all of our meals with our friends.
The friends that I made at camp are my best friends, hands down, that I've ever had. I still keep in contact with them all the time, and I would say that I have no better friends in the world than the friends I've made here at Camp Ramah.
Camp friends are so special.
At home, like you make friends from commonalities, like if you're doing a sport together or anything like that. But at camp, you can just, like, you're friends with everybody and you build friendships on trust and everybody is just so nice. And
I have friends that I still keep in touch with since 2000 who, even if I haven't talked to them for a month, for a year, I can go right back into the swing of things and they're the best friends I have.
If you see an old camp friend, it's like no time's ever passed. And that's like a really special thing, I think, in camp relationships, that whether or not a day it's gone by or a year and you see an old camp friend, it's like this always the same.
The result I've seen from many, many years, either through my own children or my own experience of being at Camp Ramah in New England over the summer, is life. It sounds very cliche, but truly lifelong connections. I can tell you that my children's closest friends are the friends that they have from camp. My closest friends are the women that I get together to play Mahjong with over the course of the year because we bonded over the Mahjong table on Shabbos afternoon at camp.
So my roommate who I live with in New York City is a friend of mine from camp. We were in a apart when we were campers, so we were friendly as campers with them. We worked on staff together. She was living in the bunk when I was a Machon counselor. We were Nivanim counselors together. And then we both moved to New York after we graduated college and lived together for 2 years. So that was also a really fun connection and a way to stay connected to my camp friends of, like, whenever anyone was in grad school or in my job was like, who do you live with? I was like, my friend from camp.
My girlfriends from camp are my best friends, and a couple of years ago when Hillel was at camp, I was doing kavanah for a Nivonim girls bunk, and it was getting towards the end of the summer, and they were really sad about the end of Nivonim, and I tried to reassure them and say, you know, I'm 20, however old I was, I'm 28 years old, my camp friends, my girlfriends who were in my tent in Nivonim are still my best friends. And they were sort of like, we actually don't care, like, we don't want camp to end, but it's true, like, camp sort of doesn't end if you're still friends with your camp friends a million years later.
But my bat mitzvah happened to be in 8th grade in October, and I remember to this day which friends of mine from camp that summer came to my bat mitzvah on such short notice because of the bonds we had created that summer, my first summer at camp. And they showed up to my bat mitzvah 2 months later, which was amazing.
So I have 3 kids that have been here at camp, and my daughter is still here at camp as a Shoah femur. Her last summer on A-side, she's been on A-side for like 8 years. And for her, going into a bat mitzvah year, we have spent a lot of time looking at a calendar and talking about how is she going to get to every bat mitzvah to all of her friends at camp. That is our priority right now. How are we going to travel every weekend to DC or to Philadelphia or to wherever she wants to go? And we feel in our family that that's the priority, that we want her to be with her camp friends for these simchas. As parents, as Ramah parents, we feel like it's our responsibility to help her continue to connect with these camp friends that we believe will last for lifetimes. We've been at weddings, with my own wedding, my family's weddings, where the camp friends are the ones that make the simcha, that are so excited to be together and for these events to happen. And we want that for all of our kids. So we feel like this is the time to start. And you know, we look forward to these kids sharing many, many memories together.
Everyone knows that the thing that makes Ramah the most magical place on earth is chaverim, is our best friends around us, friends that are made for life. And I got to see, as each of our kids from Providence came up to camp and came back with this incredible friend network, the bar mitzvahs were filled at Temple Emmanuel because of Ramah New England. So without a doubt, that's one of the things that really is impactful about a summer at Ramah.
Some of my best friends to this day I made my first summer at camp. My very first friend who I met at camp was Emily Meister, and we were playing soccer on the soccer field. It was my first day. I only knew my friends from Schechter, and Emily came up to me and she said, "Hi, I'm Emily. I think you're new here. What's your name?" And no one had ever asked me like my name at my old camp. And I said, "Hi, Emily. I'm David. Nice to meet you." And we talked every day during soccer. And I remember that when I went home that summer, I was really sad, my last day, and I was lying in bed. And I thought about Emily, and I thought about the time that we spent like in soccer, and I started to cry. And my mom said, "What's wrong?" And I said, I just want to go back to camp so badly. And just like thinking about those first friends that I made me realize that there wouldn't be another summer for a long time where I'd be able to live without Ramah.